Welcome again to today's SAP Community Call. My name is Menina Chow, and I'm your host today, part of the community team. Very excited to be hosting. I don't want to take too much time in advance since we have lots to share. It's very exciting to have special guests with us. So please welcome with me Juergen Mueller, Chief Technology Officer and member of the Executive Board at SAP. Juergen, welcome.
Yeah, hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. It's exciting to connect again. After two Pacific time friendly calls, actually today we have an APJ friendly time zone, but of course we record everything and we are there for you in the community as always. First of all, important in the moment still, I hope you are safe, your families are safe, you're healthy, your loved ones are safe. It's nice to see that there's small gatherings are possible again in more and more places. I also saw some of the community members meeting and also reaching out to me, but I was also traveling last week. So it feels like life is restarting again, and we have to relearn a bit how it feels like to be together in the physical world again. Last year we had this amazing first ever virtual TechEd that helped us to stay connected the best way possible. And now it's only 4 weeks out until we have our next TechEd 2021. And here in this call, already we want to give a little bit of a sneak peek, what to expect at TechEd, some mini updates, time for questions and answers. But actually, we thought that I might ask you a bit, because it's early here in Germany, to help all of us waking up with a little quiz. So actually, Thomas Sauerstig and I, we played this. So basically against the SAP colleagues beginning of this year at our developer kickoff meeting. And now I want to be a little bit of the showmaster and ask you a few questions. And you can answer via chat. And let's see what you come up with. So I have a couple of questions for you. First of all, it should be an easy one for you as the community experts. So what is this here? So where does this UI actually come from? And don't be shy, use the chat in order to answer. Yeah, BTP, fair. Can we be a bit more specific? Yeah, at least you have it. Nice. Yeah, the cockpit. Very good. Yeah, this is the SAP BTP cockpit, showing that was the selection of actually, if we can go back one more. Yeah, free tier and paid services. Yeah. Super. Next one. So a little bit more complex maybe, but also there's a tip in here. So where's this code snippet coming from? And then as a more complex one, which programming language is this? Business Application Studio, no? Further ideas? If you read through it, there's a hint in there. And this is really leading the pack here. So Gardener, very good. You see that here. The programming language actually we didn't have, but it's written in Go. So if you haven't digged into Go yet, very exciting to learn a bit about this as well. We use it in a few pockets, and here for Gardener, it helps us and makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Where did the first TechEd take place? And when was that? Any ideas? I can give you a hint. I was 14. Oh, no, not in Berlin. No, 2011, no, earlier, Orlando, no. Heidelberg, Karlsruhe, all good points. No,
Tricky.
No, SAP actually was also back then already was very international. Bangalore, no. Actually, I saw, Parvati, you got it actually with Orlando, but actually it was the second one in addition in LA, so 1996. And then a year later, it was renamed into TechEd. So we already have quite a few years of TechEd behind us. And then to a TechEd in 2000. The TechEd 2000 was in Hamburg. Back then, 80 R3 servers for learning purposes, 1,000 laptops. And then the question now is disk space. How much disk space did SAP bring to Hamburg in order to conduct TechEd? 5 terabyte, 15 terabyte, 30 terabyte, or 70 terabyte. And I remember in 2000, my disk space on my computer was very, very small. So yeah, let's reveal it. There's a lot of you settle on 5, but actually it was 30 terabyte back then. I mean, now everything being virtual, it's more, but it's also harder to one-to-one assign it to TechEd 2021. But I can guarantee you that the video recording alone and the rendering, etc., are larger than 30 terabyte. Let's talk about this year's event. Last year, we received very positive feedback, also constructive feedback, and you can imagine we did the best to address all of that. So first of all, we continue with the spirit we had. We continue coming together virtually to exchange, to learn, to network. And now let me give you a few highlights. So let me actually share my screen here. So if I search for SAP TechEd 2021, then you find our page and you can go to the sign up page here, and you see I'm already registered. I'm getting logged in automatically. I want to briefly walk you through. So of course, here's an overview of the agenda. We have an amazing channel 1 again. We got very positive feedback about that, and the tracks. So in general, we have 8 tracks. So 4 tracks are related to BTP. And then we have further tracks on the intelligent suite. And we have 1 dedicated track for partners, where we cover similar topics, but with an angle of partners. So how can they build? How can they participate? How can they monetize? How can they help in the SAP ecosystem as well? And then again, of course, here at channel 1, 48 hours of streaming, again in a TV show format. And then if we, a few more things here. So we got feedback that we saw in the numbers and the behavior that probably it would be better to have fewer sessions and a little bit more focus. So that is what we did. Then we have more resources and more material to explore and discover during and after TechEd. And very important, so also addressing last year's feedback, we have workshops with unlimited seats. And then in addition, we have this keep learning zone here. So make sure that you also explore this tab here. I want to reserve enough time for our Q&A later on, but please have a look. There's a link to the community and of course 2 blogs, etc., etc. So very good content here. Then of course sessions that are relevant, you need to check out for yourself. I will again have a keynote. Then we will have an executive Q&A with Thomas Saueressig, Julia White, and myself afterwards. And then on day 2, there is a developer keynote as well with a Q&A afterwards. And that one is exciting again as well. And on day 3, actually, we do have a closing show with another executive live Q&A. Of course, channel 1 is always open. I don't know how you did it, but besides sleeping a little bit last year's TechEd, I had a tablet here where channel 1 was running all the time. That was amazing. And then of course, there are many more sessions to hear updates around the business technology platform, the intelligent enterprise suite, etc., etc. We will also, I think, share a few recommended sessions here in the chat. With that, let me stop sharing again and go a little bit into details, what's happening at TechEd. So first of all, we will talk a lot about low-code, no-code. So basically, we want to invite and welcome everyone, even if you're not a pro-code developer. Then, of course, integration, extension tools, analytics, data management, planning, AI offering updates. So a lot going on. So please make sure that you get as much content as possible from SAP, register for the hands-on workshops as well. And for us, really also since last TechEd, I have to say, we just accelerated. It's now completely clear the SAP Business Technology Platform is the platform for the SAP ecosystem. Beginning of the year, we introduced RISE with SAP to help our customers getting to S/4HANA and an intelligent enterprise even quicker, with SAP having a larger stake in this. And here, of course, the Business Technology Platform plays a major role amongst some of our other offerings like Business Process Intelligence, the network, etc. And then we at Sapphire actually announced already things around enterprise planning and the first announcement around low-code, no-code. So you will see more about that. And also you will see and get to know more bright minds behind the BTP, how we evolve the platform. And one more thing before we introduce one of those also new people here in the team. One thing I want to mention is we pushed hard on including a lot of partners and customers in our sessions. So it will be roughly 40% of sessions will include partners or customers, because in the end, also you from the community and with your teams, with your partners, with your customers, it's so much more valuable and even better if you tell the story. So therefore, we pushed in this direction and now have roughly 40% external participation in our sessions. Yeah, I'm super happy to have one more amazing team member at SAP. Minja, you want to give us a quick intro here?
Yeah, sure, thanks. That I will. So let's all give a warm welcome to our SAP's new Chief Marketing and Solution Officer, JG Chirapurath. So thanks for being here with us.
Well, thank you so much. I'm joining you all from Seattle, Washington. That's in the West Coast of the United States. So it's 1 a.m. here. So that shows the commitment I have to the cause. And so it's wonderful to meet everybody. And if there are any West Coasters, I admire your commitment to the cause too.
Thanks for your commitment and joining during so late hours, JG. Yeah, you recently joined SAP, but already bring extensive knowledge and background and experience in the platform and technology area. Could you share a little bit of the background and how this plays a role in your new position?
Yeah, absolutely. Just to introduce myself, I've been part of the platform and technology industry for about 20 years. I actually began my life as a developer, and I actually founded 2 core technology companies, both of which were later acquired. And then from development, I moved into product and product management. And I was the Vice President General Manager at HP's Application Lifecycle Management business. I was a Chief Product Officer at a company called ProQuest. And then most recently, I owned marketing and solutions for the Microsoft Azure Cloud. Now, one of the things, even though I've evolved my career, one of the things that has always stayed with me is my developer roots. And it's one of the most profound experiences of my life to see how the needs of the developer has changed over the last 20 years. One of the things that's happening today is that developers govern cloud choice, and the burden on developers has become more than ever, from rapidly building and deploying applications to ensure that these applications are well integrated. And then indeed, with the explosion of tools and languages, it is vital for developers to really find the platforms to keep learning and keep skilling as these things evolve. So one of the things I'm looking to do is to bring this outside-in experience, to the platform mission at SAP with BTP.
Thanks. And so from outside-in perspective, how well do you think is SAP already doing currently addressing the developer-specific needs and challenges? And which options are available for developers who want to try out BTP?
I think when I think of SAP, I think about its history and its current position as the world's largest business software company. And you don't get there by not really having a strong developer story. So I think SAP is already and has always had a fairly strong developer story. But the thing that excites me a lot more is that the steps it's taking to continue this journey. One of the things, the two things I'm really excited about is our free tier services. I think what SAP has done with free tier is the most comprehensive across anything I've seen in industry. It gives developers an opportunity to explore BTP without any financial commitment. The other exciting thing is you can actually, write code, and then promote it directly into production. Most environments force you to really tear things down once you're done with it. So, the sort of learn as you go and then promote into production is a unique experience that only SAP offers with its free tier services. The other fantastic thing is the Discovery Center. When I first talked to Juergen, he sent me to the Discovery Center. And what I found was that dozens and dozens of use cases, I think the last count was over 200, that were available, that allows you to really, in a very structured way, understand exactly what is possible, right, with the platform. So with architectural maps, with step-by-step guidance. So if you're new to SAP BTP, it's a fantastic way to get started.
JG, we are very happy having you. I'm very happy having you. And this is the energy you get from JG at 1 a.m. So imagine he has slept and is fully awake. No, that is amazing.
Thank you.
JG mentioned use cases. So let me actually add to that, because also we got common feedback from customers, from partners, from the community, from analysts, that we need to even clearer articulate the end-to-end value proposition of the BTP. So our customers often buy SAP for the end-to-end processes and running their companies, supporting their companies. And then, of course, there's technology embedded in those applications. And in addition, you can build extensions using the BTP. You can integrate SAP systems with non-SAP systems. And of course, you can drive innovations around. And here, JG mentioned the use cases, and also from the developer community, we got feedback, hey, make it actionable. They should come with code which can be executed. Make it repeatable, not just for one siloed outcome, but a broad range of problems and architecture patterns. And open source that, so put all the artifacts on GitHub. And actually you see that on github.com/SAP-samples. So everyone can try it out. And you know that we are here to make developers' life easier. At TechEd, we will have even more new defined use cases, which we also then connect as much as possible to the sessions, such that if you run and visit a session, then a specific use case is referenced. And that, again, of course, describes a broader architecture such that you can solve similar problems with that as well. We will have Anja Schneider on channel 1, and she will have a session especially around that topic. Now, let me share my screen once more and briefly show you what we mean with that. So when you search for the SAP Discovery Center, that is the thing that is showing up. And then either you can look at let me make that a little bit larger. You can look at all the services that we have, or what we want to do now is to look into the use cases, which we call missions here. And then you see here, JG, actually, yeah, you're right, more than 200 missions. I just want to pick one, development efficiency. And here I selected an HR-related one here. Calculating employee seniority with event-driven extensions. And here the pattern is always the same. So on the left-hand side, you have the overview, you have a use case description, what's the challenge here? So which employees are eligible for 1K, or employee saving plans, other benefits, etc. I don't want to go into all the details, but then Here you have an architecture, a solution diagram here, the success factors, and of course you access that, you peer this for security reasons, and then you have, in this case, Cloud Foundry runtime, HANA Cloud, and Event Mesh, which you use. And here, of course, you have then more and more details. So you can start the mission, you can actually look at a demo. So here then you will see actually a demo of how does all of that look like.
Calculate employee seniority with
of course, we don't want to listen to the voice now, but here that will show you the actual outcome then later on. And you have here all the services that are necessary in order to implement this here. Then you have project boards. We try to make it super easy for you, and that's basically a Kanban board. And then you have, when you start the mission, you have all the details in there as well, step-by-step instruction, GitHub Markdown, some embedded videos that are there as well, access to the GitHub repository where you can start with. And then, of course, you have here, for example, support. So what we also now did is we connected that directly to the SAP community. You have dedicated mission experts from SAP. Some of you know their colleagues as well. And of course, then you have some customer stories here. For example, American Airlines implemented that one, and also related missions. So with that, again, looking at the time, I want to stop sharing again. There will be many, many more exciting use cases for you to explore. And as I said, we try to connect this to the TechEd sessions as well and connect it to the community as well. And as always, if you think, have feedback, if you think something is missing that helps you doing your job best, let us know.
Thanks for sharing, Juergen, and thanks for reminding the community again. JG also mentioned free tier earlier. What's the latest status update here?
Yeah, since last TechEd and at free tier, actually, it was quite a journey. Because as JG said, if we do it, we do it right. You know that free tier launches in phases. So we give access to different groups step by step. So since Sapphire this year, customers have free access to the services already. Latest in August, we launched pay as you go for SAP BTP for partners as well, so such that they can use those services as well. And they have free access to them services now. And then, of course, I mean, TechEd is only a few weeks away, but we are expanding, and there will be news around this as well. But for us, basically, it's very clear. So all new BTP services automatically come with a free tier service plan. And yeah, let's say more information at TechEd.
So for those of you who haven't registered yet, that's the time now to make sure that you don't miss the information that we just shared some glance about. Okay, so I think we can open it up for Q&A. We can actually also start with questions that actually came in to your blog post, Juergen. So when you announced that you were going to be participating in another community call, there were some comments coming in. And maybe let's start with those. So one comment that was around the time zone and the time zone you picked for this community call. So the first question, why don't you offer 2 community calls at the same day? So one for APAC and one and EMEA and one for the Americas, because the comment here was, I think you'll get more interesting Q&A according to the diverse interests and requirements from the different locations.
A good one. First of all, so we last time had a Pacific time friendly scheduling. This time we have here the Asia Pacific time that we picked. It's great to see those comments and questions. And if we have enough of those, we and JG especially also committed, then we do another community call. So no worry about that one. But of course, we want to be also inclusive and want to give everyone on the planet the opportunity to join live at a certain point in time. Of course, we will have the recording available as well on YouTube. And as I said, if we have enough comments who ask for a live US friendly time zone session, we'll do another one. JG already volunteered. If I can make it happen, I will join in addition.
Great. Okay, and then there was another comment actually on a blog post where we asked the community, okay, in further sessions, what topics would you like us to address? And so one of the comments was, why do we have so many tools and which should be used? People are confused. And this was the question to when we have further future sessions to address, can we put the various tools and services like Cloud Foundry, BTP, Kima, Fiori, Neo, SAP, and many more into context? So maybe you can shed some light on this a little bit.
Yeah, I hope if you follow TechEd that a lot of that will be sorted out. And I of course can give you a brief explanation now, but I don't know if that helps. So you have the business technology platform as our platform to solving business problems, and in that you have a lot of different tools. Like in a craftsman's toolbox, you see different tools. Some, if I just look at this here, for pro-code developers, there are additional tools for low-code, no-code developers. There are tools for UI development, etc., etc. There's workflow in, so there are even more. So if you look at the services page, so when you go to the Discovery Center, and when you do not go to missions, but when you go to services, I just do that here, then actually you do see 92 different services that we offer. So there's more tools, and we also do need them. And so we have them nicely clustered, but depending on which problem you want to solve, you better do not only have a hammer. You maybe sometimes you need a saw, you need other tools. That's
a good answer. I like it. There's actually a first question, when I saw it correctly in the chat, by Addy. So thanks for your question. And could we receive an open API to consume data from the board? These services should be exposed to be able to be consumed.
Yeah, I saw the comment, Eddie. I don't know, can the attendees speak up as well, or can
yeah,
they only,
sure.
Yeah, and Eddie, if you wanna explain your question a bit, I think it was about the Kanban board, right? And you, if I saw that correctly in the chat, you wanted to connect that to focused run as well.
Yeah, we created a SAP Solution Manager focus build on premise, but we would like to expose some of the services from BTP. So we try to connect a BTP layer to the focus build. So what we've been told, we need some of the API to be exposed, and those APIs should be exposed by BTP team. So it's a good idea, not just to put some of the dashboard and BTP, but also expose what's produced by this dashboard through open APIs to be consumed by other products. So we create the enterprise-wide dashboard, including BTP.
Okay, no, Eddie, I don't know the details, but that's, I mean, it sounds very reasonable. So let's take that as an action item here, and then if we have your contact mail address, then we just get back to you. Okay.
Thank you. That definitely will help us to promote BTP to our customers.
Very good. Everything that helps you doing that, because BTP is our future, we want to help you achieving that goal.
All right. Yeah, it's always great to hear from you directly. So use the unmute button, raise hand button, and we'll be able to unmute you. Maybe we can get back to also another comment that was posted on your blog post, just to address those if that's okay for you. So one comment was, how is SAP BTP growing the data center coverage for the CF environment in regions where NEO exists, but not CF like Russia and Middle East? Also, how competitive is BTP data center coverage when compared to what Oracle is lately doing by adding 14 new data centers just in less than a year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me address the last one first. I mean, BTP is available on all hyperscalers. on the large 3 hyperscalers. It's available on Azure, it's available on AWS, it's available on GCP, and it's available on Ali Cloud. And if you add up all the locations where BTP is available, that is larger than what you see with most of any individual offering by anyone else in the world. And then on the first part of the question regarding Cloud Foundry and our unified runtime being available on SAP data centers, yes, SAP Business Technology Platform will be made available in SAP data centers. And with that, also then we will cover regions that you mentioned, like the Middle East or Russia. That is in the making, because it is a complex undertaking. So it will take us some time to do that, but we will have a solution for that. What we aim for is that we directly go to the unified runtime, which will be based on Kubernetes, and adding compatibility for Cloud Foundry on top as well. So that is what will help. You will learn more about that at TechEd. So therefore, please continue chiming into topic, tuning in at TechEd, and have a look at that as well.
Thanks. Okay, then there was another question here from the audience. Will IAS service, Identity Authentication Service, have a free service trial plan soon? It's a central box in our client's architecture, and it should be nice to practice it before we propose right architectures to our clients.
Yeah, so trying out is always now our free tier that we had, the free trial that we had. So that is the best opportunity, I would say, to try things out, and then of course recommending for customers what the best solution would be. I hope that helps. And if you have questions, I mean, also make use of the lively community, I would say. So you can actually even post in the community, say, hey, this is an architecture that we have in mind in the moment. Is there any feedback, or could we do anything differently?
I agree, that's a good point. We also recently launched the groups. So we have a dedicated SAP TechEd group where you can share your thoughts, just, share memories and, the excitement for the event. You should check it out, and there's lots of fun and interaction going on amongst all attendees. Okay, another question that came in the chat. Will there be any SAP Learning Hub or SAP Certification Hub offering for this year's SAP TechEd?
Yes, actually, it's a good point. So if I recall correctly, team, keep me honest here, it will be learning.sap.com. And actually, again, there will also be special promotions for certifications.
Yeah, definitely check it out on the TechEd website and the offers that will be available. Now,
Thomas also answered in the chat. So
oh yeah,
actually, you should even get a trigger when you register for TechEd.
perfect. Then another question in Q&A. Hello, we work with small, medium company with high volumes, and we have pricing issue when we want to sell BTP services like document information extraction, integration suite, standard edition. So those services meet the need, but with high volumes, it's too expensive for small, medium companies comparing to AWS service. How can we do?
Yeah, I give a little bit of history and thinking, and then JG, as the solutions head now regarding BTP, please add to it. So in the beginning, you had with the business technology platform and the cloud platform, as we named it before, you had many, many individual services. And then the complexity was that you had to actually even subscribe with certain volumes to each and every service, and you couldn't switch from your commitment from one service to the other. So that was very complex. Then we created more of this CPEA, such that you can commit once, and then there's many, many services available and you can consume the different services. And still some people said, okay, that is too many services, too complex, make it easier for us. So we created, for example, the integration suite, which is mentioned here. And then I learned over the process that pricing is an art as well, because some people now say, okay, but I only need a few components out of the integration suite. And then rightfully so, you mentioned if that then is priced by a certain metric, but you have higher traffic, and then the price and value ratio, so to say, doesn't work anymore. So therefore, we are constantly looking at those topics. And with JG, we have a new mastermind on board now as well. JG, what do you want to add?
Yeah, no, thank you for the question. It's exactly as Juergen put it. That's the fantastic history and context here. I would love to learn more just from a specific thing. So one of the things I will do is if you can share your name either privately or directly to me or your email, I'll absolutely follow up with you and then understand more. One of the things we're also looking at, just for the audience here, we're also looking at not just showing up with a complete suite, but looking at pools of value within the suite and then doing a much more better competitive benchmark and pricing those pools of value, not just saying, hey, here's the complete suite for your disposal. So, absolutely happy to learn more and help you. So if you can just send me a mail privately in chat, I'll be happy to take it with you.
Thanks, JG. Another question by Phil in the Q&A window. Hi, Juergen. I saw the recent OData provisioning announcement moving to SAP Integration Suite from CF Serverless Runtime. Do you know the timing of this change?
Hey Phil, yeah, and thanks also for the further feedback and comments in the chat on that one. So with BTP, we had two function as a service options. One was the serverless runtime, and then the second was the Kyma runtime. And that you can imagine, yeah, why should you have two? So over time, what we saw was that the SAP BTP Kyma runtime has proven to be the more beneficial one, more well-rounded one. Also, it offered more options and benefits and tractions from the open source community. So we decided to discontinue the SAP BTP serverless runtime and increase focus and efforts on the SAP BTP Kyma runtime and also integrate that into the integration suite. Actually, I don't know out of my head the timing of this change, I have to say. But also what's important is there's no impact on the OData provisioning service on the NEO environment. So here, Phil, I hope that helps you already. And if you need further details, please send us a note here in the chat as well. Then we can follow up on this.
Thanks. I also would like to mention the comment that came in by Kader. So we love the evolutions we saw in BTP this last year, and clients start to be very interested as well. You did a great job at SAP. Thanks. So thank you for the comment.
Thanks a lot, Kader, and also some of the other positive comments on free tier, for example, or pay-as-you-go for partners. So we really mean it. So when we say we listen to you and we want to help making you most successful. And of course, strategically, SAP is clearly going into the BTP direction. We want to have amazing applications. That's what SAP is known for. That's what SAP is initially bought for from customers, solving hard problems in end-to-end business processes. And then everything else for extensions, integrations, innovations, data management, the BTP is there for you.
So there's one more question. Will Appgyver, SAP low-code's features be available in SAP BTP trials soon?
Yeah, so first of all, the acquisition of Appgyver was a very good one. And we are also happy. Recently, we celebrated the global GA of SAP Appgyver now. And also what you will see at TechEd is how we already can combine the low-code, no-code environment from Appgyver with existing applications, for example, from our CX portfolio. And yeah, exciting to share more details. Also here, we need to give you the precise answer when Appgyver will be part of the trial and free tier respectively. But overall, we are super excited about this because it gives the capabilities really for, actually you can build applications in a no-code fashion. And then of course you have like easy connection from Appgyver into SAP systems. So therefore, be excited about this one, and we will give you the details on timing in particular.
Thank you. Yeah, on behalf of the community and knowing that it's not very often, but still very, very appreciated every time that you join such a community call, going into such an open Q&A. A big thank you to both of you, Juergen and JG, for attending this call and sharing so much insights and answering questions. And also thanks to the audience. That was super great today.
Yeah. Junina, thank you so much. And also James here, to your comment. We also now, we got a few more things in the chat and we will also react to those ones. But yeah, I can only say thank you so much. I saw that we have someone here at JG at 1 a.m. We have some people starting at 3:30 or 4:30 a.m. So thanks for the good energy. Thanks for the commitment. Thanks for the good partnership. And as I said, let us know. And if we can help you being super successful, we want to do that. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.